Again, beyond the cube.
Way
Okay.
beyond it. Like out
Yeah.
there in left field beyond it.
We have got the powerful one with us, okay? With his fresh to death camera angle. Mr. Corey Hughes.
Hello.
We're looking at the camera angle, Corey.
Well, every time I had the goddamn thing up on my fucking monitor, it just never looked right. And so I got it on this little tripod daily, which I can move around and stuff. So I kind of like it.
Okay, okay. Well, it gives a different feel, you know. And isn't that what they say? People look for a switch up. People looking for a switch up.
I
You
believe
know.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Tired of the same old, same old. Not me. I mean, this is other people. You know what I'm saying? I do almost the exact same thing every single week to a T,
Is that
day
even
by day.
is that life, my friend? If you're just on rinse and repeat.
Yeah, yeah. I feel real good about it. Actually,
I mean,
I
I
mean,
can't argue with that.
yeah. Hey, look, people who have a lot of excitement, ton of variance, usually the life ain't really going as great as maybe it should be.
See,
Um,
I just am a guy that like every couple of years I just change shit up. Always, it's always been that way. The longest stint I did really doing any, I didn't even really do one thing, but I was in Denver for about 4.5 years before I had to up and go to Vegas, and then I was there for two. The only reason I left Vegas was because of COVID. I thought it was the end of the world, and I had to go hide in the mountains. And so I went back to Colorado,
right.
right? But here I am again. I've been in this place. Let me see. September will be 3 years. I've been in Fort Collins, and I'm getting antsy like a motherfucker already. Like I need to up and change, a big change. Like I need to get the fuck back to Las Vegas. Not that I won't have a cycle there that'll continue to be rinse and repeat for a while, but Jesus Christ, man. Like I'm I'm going out of my motherfucking mind here. Not that this is a bad place. This is a great place if you want to retire or you're in college. Other than that, I'm fucking bored. I mean, I went to a show this week though. I went and saw Vomit Forth and fucking
Ah.
and I saw an Undeath and Flesh God Apocalypse. Holy shit.
Okay. Okay.
That was a show, my friend.
How we feeling?
That
We
was
feel
great.
good about it.
Oh yeah. Normally you go to shows and you got like four opening bands and you're like, these guys suck, you know. Every band
Right.
was killer. Every band was killer. Fucking Flesh God Apocalypse. So they come out, they're from Italy. And they have a chick singer who's like an opera singer. They're all like symphonic. Like they got the synth in the background and the fucking, the Conan fucking opera vocals going on. And like, holy shit, did they put on a show? I was blown away. So, but it was one of the first shows that I went to in a long time where I knew what the bands were like, but I wasn't like, I didn't know any of the songs, you know what I mean? Or any of that stuff. I just went to get out the house and check out some new shit. And I was completely fucking blown away. Great tour.
Okay. Okay. Man, it's been so long since I've been to a show. Last one I went to was at the Norva. Who we watch? In Flames.
Oh, In
In
Flames?
Flames is the last show.
Oh, I never
Yep.
saw In Flames. I listened to a bunch of their albums. I went through a big new metal phase where I got into like Unearth and In Flames and As I Lay Dying and a couple
Oh
other of those
yeah.
bands. Um, but
Probably Trivium, Kill Switch
tri-
Engage.
yep, Trivium, Kill Switching, all that stop and start kind of stuff. Like Unearth,
Yeah.
Unearth are the best, man. I love as far as that kind of genre goes. They're just killer. But
Oh, I saw Unearth at Ozfest,
oh, really?
and yeah, and it hurt me though because when they got done with their set, they had the last breakdown riff, and then they proceeded to smash all of their guitars. I'm like, that's you smashing a $6,000 guitar, dog.
They got money.
I
Well,
just
they
like
none of those guys are rich, but
just
they got money. They got money.
yeah. Well, yeah, and also they're sponsors, so they just give them another guitar. Look, man, just hey, put that guitar in the minivan. That's what I was driving at the moment. Put that guitar in my minivan, okay? Before you smash it, pretend that you might do it, and then just put it in the case, and then put it in my minivan. I appreciate you. It's a $6,000 guitar. I know it is. They were playing LTDs, I believe,
Hmm.
um, with the active pickups. I was like, oh yeah. Well, at that point in time, I wasn't quite deep into my career. What was I? I think I actually just started the job I'm at now. Well, 15 years into, but so I was still fairly broke. But no. That's all right. That's all right. I've been there. I've been at the job a year, so I got my first tax return. So I felt like a god when I got my first tax return. I was like, "Is this money mine?" You know,
That's what
they
they
were like,
stole from
"We're
you, and
giving."
have to admit they have to
That's
give you
why,
back.
yeah, that's why I said they're like, "You get $3,000 back." I was like, "This is my money," you know, it goes back out. I'm like, "Oh man, I'm about to go buy an amp." You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Uh, Life hadn't changed really much. It's pretty simple. So,
But yeah, I had a good time at
but
that
yeah.
show. The next show
Mhm.
I got coming up is I got Fish in July. Well, here's the thing. I got Napalm Death the 27th of this month with the Melvins. But I got to
Okay,
drive to
okay.
Denver, and every time I drive to Denver, I got to drop $30 on gas, usually like 10, $20 on parking, or I can park on the street a mile away. You know, it's like the biggest hassle in the fucking world to go down to Denver to go to a show. If I lived there, I'd be at shows all the time, but being 50, 60 miles away, it's really fucking tough. But then you got Napalm Death next month again. They're playing here 2 months
Okay,
in a row.
okay.
So I might catch the one in June if I don't go this month. I probably won't go this month. But we just had Obituary and Terror. Like Denver is a fucking hotbed of amazing music. Like everyone loves to come through here, and everyone used to come through here because it was the only weed legal state, right? So everyone had made a point to come here to smoke weed. That's not the case anymore. You got 30 plus states that got legal weed now. So, um, but Denver has such great fucking music on a regular fucking basis. But we got Fish coming up. But that same weekend, we got the Steve's thing down in Pueblo. Is that same 3 days of
Okay,
Fish?
okay.
So I can't not go to Fish at least one night because then they'll take my Fish card away from me. You know what I mean? I was like, I'll be less of a man if I don't go at least one night. So I'll probably go one night to
Right.
Fish, and then I'll probably go the next night to, or maybe I'll do 2 nights of Fish and one night of down there in Pueblo. So either way, it's going to be an expensive motherfucking weekend. So parking
It
is
sounds like it.
$40. Parking at Fish is $40.
40.
40.
Well, man, parking used to be like $5.
Yes.
40?
Yes.
You mean to tell me that dirt's went up is inflated that much? That dirt I put my car on. Because you won't let me put it on pavement. I put it on dirt. Inflation's real, son. Hey, I think the biggest scam uh uh perpetrated upon people across the world is the um the raising of your property value. I think that's a big scam.
I mean, your tax assessment based on your property value.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once upon a time, here's the thing. Here's the big problem. Property taxes do go to some good shit. They go to police, fire,
Right.
all emergency services, 9/11. Like, so those have to get motherfucking funded no matter what. Like, I don't give a fuck. Those have to be funded, period. So if you're not going to do property tax, which is kind of fair because it's representative of the people who live there. The people who live there then get to pay for the local services. Makes sense. I think the biggest problem is that as over time, governments, they're all corrupt. The very nature of government is corruption. Over time, they start spending more money and they're like, oh, well, now we need to raise the property taxes to be more than just this. We need to, like here in Denver, they're jacking everyone's property tax up big time. And they passed a law like 20 years ago called TABOR, Tax Something Benefit Bill of Rights. Oh, the Taxpayers Bill of Rights is what it is. The
Mhm.
money for property tax is designated for X, Y, and Z. Once X, Y, and Z is covered, this is what the law says. Once X, Y, and Z is covered, all the money that's left over from the property tax has to be refunded to the property owners, right? I think last year it was something around $800 that got sent back to every property owner because of TABOR, right? Colorado is not happy with that anymore, and they're trying to get rid of TABOR. It is amended into the state constitution. It's not just a law. and they're trying to overturn it because they keep pissing away money on migrants and shit. Like they spent like $50 million last year on migrants or some shit. I'm probably underestimating that number. It's probably a lot more, but it was a fuck ton of money is the point I'm making. So they piss away your money and then they want to jack you up through property taxes to make up for their downfall. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's some people in some places pay thousands of dollars per month just for property taxes, which means that you don't own your shit. You don't own it. There's no point in buying anything as long as you're going to be paying as much. If you can rent a place for less than your property taxes, then fuck your property tax.
Right. Well, another one of the things that I speak about as far as that goes, like they're like, "Oh man, my property went up. You know, I bought it for 150, and now it's worth $300,000." I said, "Okay, that sounds good in theory, but now all the comps in the area, they're going to be saying, oh, those are $300,000 as well." And then if you try to go and move, now you get rid of you sell that property. Let's say you get 300,000 for it. Well, now our interest rates are 6.5, 7%, and the houses have went up. So the next place you go to, it's gonna bust your ass. So it actually takes away your flexibility of actually movement, which is actually how people are able to increase their revenue and stuff. Is through movement.
It's
So
wild.
it actually it hinders our economy as far as the movement factor because so much of
You're
your
correct.
income is going towards your property.
Right. And so I'm putting together my second book. I'm about halfway done. It's on Oswald and it's all the documents and stuff from his early life. And a huge part of what my narrative is, it has to do with Marguerite Oswald and how she's broke all the time, had to put her kids in orphanages because she has no money. She's destitute on the verge of homelessness, but this bitch had like multiple property incomes. And so when you look at the deals on her properties that she got, not only could you buy a house for $3,500 back in 1945, her monthly payments on shit were like $50. And one thing I noticed was that she would buy a house, live in it for 2 years, and then sell the house and move on, just like a person today would rent an apartment. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
that's just what you did. You bought the house. You didn't fucking rent. You bought the house. I mean, that's how
Right.
different things are today. My parents bought their first house the year I was born, I think, 76 in Brooklyn, New York. They paid $13,500. Big backyard, decent small house for like a, good for one child house, right? And they sold it in 85 for 74.5. So that allowed them to basically pay most of the down payment on the house in Florida they bought. They paid like half the house off with their down payment. You know what I mean? So times, and my dad was a broke ass his whole life. My dad never made more than like $400 in a week his entire goddamn life ever. And so for to be able to raise a family and do that with $400 a goddamn week, it's pretty fucking impressive. You can't do that today at all, like at all.
Hell no. Oh hell no. And I was like, the way I look at it, I was like, if you actually want the economy to succeed, then the number one factor is having uh shelter prices under control. So if the shelter prices get crazy inflated, rent, your mortgage, things of that nature, then that gives people less discretionary income to actually go out and have the money move around. It's just all tied up in houses and rent. So, I mean, you look around different places, and I know you said in some of the areas around there, some of the rents are coming down. Well, let me tell you, in my area is growing, and there's none of the rents that's coming down. Okay.
Is it growing because people are running from places where shit just got too expensive?
It just happens to be growing because first we've got a college here. Second, we've got a major hospital here. So,
What's the population?
I think we're at 120,000 now, and I think in 2020 or 2019 we were at like 95.
So the demographics on your city as far as population go are very similar to here. we're a little over 125 in Fort Collins proper, but then you have like the unincorporated areas that probably have another 50,000 in
Right,
them.
right. Yeah, yeah. Like so we've got like the nearby provinces, like so we've got Winterville, you've got Greenville, which is the town where the college is at. And then nearby you have all your
Is
little
that
towns, you know
Spartans?
what I'm saying? Huh?
Is that Spartans?
No, ECU Pirates. Pirates.
Oh, I didn't know that. Never mind. I thought I actually knew something
Yeah.
about college sports for a minute.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's the ECU Pirates. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So like this area is actually, which I'm not exactly sure how because I don't see quite quote unquote the jobs, but I guess they're around. I guess there's a lot of people that work in the hospital industry, and then we have a lot of car dealerships. So hospital, car dealership, school, um, and so and they're building all the time, and the school is actually expanding. Man, they're buying up properties all over the place and expanding out. So there's quite a bit of opportunity there. So with the influx of people in and out. Of course, our the population here increases. This is the population without college students. All right, so you get a major uptick when college students get here. But I mean, you look around. Let's say that they're building some new townhouses. All right, that they're going to rent. All right, and not for buying, purchasing. They're going to rent. But they got the rent at between $2,100 to $2,500 a month. I'm like, it's like,
That's pretty wild. So when I moved to Vegas in 2017, I had a lot of money then because that was like at the peak of my uh, crypto, and my parents died. I got about a bunch of money from my parents when they died, and so I was rolling in cash. And the place that we rented, initially, it was $1,500 a month for a 4-bedroom, 2-story, 2,500 square foot place, huge wood floor living room. Um, we ended up getting it for $1,750 a month because there was like 10 people on the fucking who were interested in it. And I was like, look, just give me the fucking place. How much you want? Just give it to me. I'll take it. Right. And so eventually they came back at $1,750. That same place today is like 2,400. And it's
right.
only a couple of years difference. Like COVID fucked everybody. Like COVID, they just felt like
Yeah.
this was the opportunity to take. And see, this is why I'm really glad with what's happening now. So COVID caused, and I've talked about this before. I almost feel like a broken record, but COVID caused the supply chains to get limited, the prices to go up, all this stuff, housing. They needed a lot of housing at the time. So particularly in Vegas, where I was and where I'll be again, hopefully fucking soon, they just went all hog wild. Like you could get an apartment originally for like $700. That went up to like 11 or $1,200, and they built all these fucking apartment complexes. Still right now, there's 11 complexes that are still under construction in Las Vegas, and the market's already starting to tank. The number of houses for sale in Las Vegas right now is like double what it was the peak during COVID. It is absolutely unbelievable. What we're seeing is a housing crash in slow motion that's going to affect the entire country nationwide, period. And I think it's a glorious thing. It's an amazing thing. The idea that somebody can actually go out and buy a house again for 150 grand and actually get financing at a reasonable rate, I think is awesome. And that's what we're going to be seeing for sure.
Right. And that, I mean, like I said, that frees stuff up because you want people to actually go out and spend money. That's actually how the economy continues to do well with money changing hands.
Right.
When money doesn't change hands, it looks like China. Why you think China wants to sell us shit? Because over there in China, them niggas don't spend no money. They save everything. So they need to send shit out. So we talking about $2,500 a month. And they won't. They say that you shouldn't spend no more than what's that 30% of your income in
Right.
housing. So you know what I'm saying. So that means that somebody would have to be making 7,500, 8 grand a month.
I always
You know.
wondered, is that individuals or is that household total or what? Like if you have 2, 3 roommates, could you do that or what?
Well, I mean that makes sense there, but now you're having to depend on. Well, now you're having to hope that you've got dependable people that's staying with you. Okay, that's the number one thing. All right, and at any point in time, somebody could, you know, find them a chick and feel like they, hey man, I need to go spread my wings. That's what the chick telling them to spread my wings, or vice versa, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey bud, I'm out, and it's like, well, I mean, you paying a third of this rent, cuz, and I mean, you leaving so soon? It's like,
Right. So I'm in that situation too because I have 3 roommates. I got my business partner
right,
Chris and his wife. They live upstairs, and we got another. We rent out a room across the hall. You know, everything's kosher there. But if it wasn't for that situation, like I'm broke all the time as it is. You know what I mean? I'm broke all the time. That's why I've been racking up credit cards and shit. But if I were to leave, that would fuck them. You know what I mean? We're all interdependent upon
right.
each other right now. And I can't convince them to move to Las Vegas with me, motherfuckers.
It's like, man, let's move. Come on, cuz, let's go.
So my
Show them the pros and cons. You got to do. I think you got to do something like a slideshow presentation.
so I'm good at
That's what we
those.
usually do in situations like this.
So basically, what has to happen is I need to be in a financial situation to break him off enough so we're kosher financially, and they're kosher financially, which means I need a 6-figure deal. You know what I mean? Um,
Right,
which, fortunately for what I do, is not off the table. I just needed to
right,
come to
right,
fruition.
right. Yeah. So that's the only downfall about the roommate aspect. If you don't have people that are actually trustworthy, then somebody just at the drop of a whim just be like, hey, I'm gone, cuz. And be like,
Yeah. So me and Chris are bound by our business. We've been in business together almost 5 years at this point, and we just re-all incorporated and all this stuff. So to me, it's more than just a roommate situation. You know, if I go, it fucks him, and that fucks
right,
the
right.
business, and it fucks everything, right? So our livelihood is dependent on all of us sticking together, at least for the time being. You know,
Right, right, right. So I mean, well, I mean that. So you've got people that you can depend on. You see, that's the number one factor.
which is very important
Within
because
that.
I don't have any real family. You know, well,
Right.
I got a cousin I could go live with. So, but other than
Oh well,
that,
I mean,
like
your sister.
my sister, I love my sister. God bless her
Right.
heart.
Hey, Corey, if you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. Isn't that what they say?
My sister's a blue hair. I mean, she's a fucking wacko commie Jew blue hair. And I say that because she married a Jew and is raising her children as Jewish. And if you ask her, she'll tell you she's Jewish when she's about as fucking Jewish as goddamn Hitler. Give me a fucking break. Like, so yeah. I could not step foot in that house without her husband like trying to debate me on some Jew shit. And I'm like, I can't say what I want to say. You're married to my sister, motherfucker. You know, like, but other than
He
that, I
said,
love
trying
my
to.
sister. She's just she's really a very difficult person. She got a chip on her
Okay.
shoulder. You see, she's a very big person. She's like 300 plus pounds, and she doesn't even eat a
Hmm.
lot. Same thing with my dad. My dad was a huge guy, like almost 250 to 300 all his whole life. Neither one of them eat a lot. It's just they got the bad shit side of the genes, unfortunately. And so that has caused my sister to have a chip on her shoulder her whole fucking life. And I can't say I really blame her,
Okay.
you know, but it doesn't mean you got to be a commie fucking hippie faggot. You know what I mean? With blue hair.
Hey, well, look, man. Every once in a while, you fall in a hole, but sometimes you get out of it. Okay. Sometimes there's enough rope. Eventually, get sent down to you. And you grab a hold of it. You get pulled out the hole.
I do love my sister, but if I ever like needed to talk to somebody and I called her and told her my problems, she'd be like, "Whoa, sorry about your luck." Like, you know what I mean? So,
Ah. Does that stuff work? Talking about your problems.
to a degree, yeah. My cousin, I got a cousin who just
Okay.
moved down to Florida. We talk, you know, a lot, and so yeah, it does help for sure.
Okay.
You still there?
What's it? Oh yeah, yeah, but you messed me up. You said we talk. I thought you froze and left. I was like, hold on, what? Okay, okay, talking. I don't know.
But let me make this really clear. There's only two problems everybody ever has in life. They don't have any money and they don't have any pussy. And that's it. All problems in life can go back to those two fucking things. Two. That's it.
Man said no money and no punani. So that's pretty much it. So okay, okay. Well, we can. I think we can get the money thing situated. You know, it might be by hook or crook. Punani thing.
If you got
It's
the
a little bit
money,
different story.
that when you get the money, you get the punani by hook or crook either. You know, so
Yeah, you might just buy hooker. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it may have to be like that, but it's beggars can't be choosers. You know what I'm saying? We're not here to damn the working gals, okay? The true working gals. I ain't talking about these OnlyFans girls and girls who do
them
the
motherfuckers,
professional porn.
they like they
Yeah.
got their toe in the pond. They ain't.
Yeah, they ain't true working gals. Like they ain't, they don't go to their job and there's some, 350-pound dude that they gotta, they gotta blow off because he dropped $1,000. You know what I'm saying? They get to pick and choose. Yeah, so it's a little bit different. All right. So I say it's I call them posers. That's what I call them. I say you posing. All right. Because for women for eons, okay, since the dawn of time, have had to do all kind of scraggly, skanky men, all right, to make ends meet. And y'all manage to damn figure out how to do it, and you get to pick all your partners. Some of them just be doing their husbands on camera. I'm like, hold on a second. It's like, yeah, we make millions of dollars. I'm like, how'd y'all scam folk into that? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, not even a true prostitute. How dare you? You put a stain on prostitutes' names, all right? Stain the profession, all right? We need to go in these streets and ask the real prostitutes what they think about these OnlyFans girls. So you don't know what it's like out here, okay? Oh, you ain't got a clue. All right, so it's crazy. But yeah, guys, housing is big. It's a big deal, and mobility is everything. I mean, hell, it's pretty much the only thing. I mean, that's people got here in the United States and they moved west. You know, we continue to go west. We could have just stayed on this side, but mobility. So I mean, that's a key factor. And a lot of times, if you're trying to improve your economical situation, a lot of times you do have to move. So that's where when you rent, it actually frees you up to do that. And you're not so worried about, are you going to be able to sell your house? And next thing I buy is, is it going to cost me $450,000 at 7%, which was that $3,500 a month, 4 grand a month, yeah. So I mean, I mean, I don't know how much you're making at your new gig, but damn, son, you know. And then, depending on if you've got kids, you know, if you got a dog, that costs you. And then you got your wife, what she do, or a girlfriend, what she do for work. Maybe you don't have one, and you're just doing it all yourself. So all those factors come into play, and so I think, and we kind of stuck ourselves during COVID because everybody was rubbing they were like Monty Burns out here, and I'm like, oh, you mean to tell me I can make $80,000 on the house I sold you? Okay. I like this. I'm like, man, this is gonna fuck us down the road, right? I was like, man, whenever I seen that these ninjas was out here talking about, oh yeah, 2% interest rate, and cars were like, oh yeah, 0% interest. I'm like, hold on a second. I said, Bo, they trying to prop this up with some fake shit. I said, man, don't fall for the fake shit out here. And Bo, we fell right in it. Fell right for the fake shit. I was like, but it's gonna bite us in the end. And now folks are like, man, why is housing so crazy? I said, don't you remember you damn clapping your hands when you made $80,000 on that rickety piece of shit you lived in? Ain't did no improvements, you know, zero improvements. Shit was built in 1955. All right, same busted ass water heater. Damn AC 20-year-old. And it's like, oh yeah, that thing worth $300,000 now. I'm like, when shit usually get old, it don't get more valuable.
Bro, some of the real estate I've seen in California, like little sheds down in South Central for like $1 million.
Yeah, yeah. But I was looking at HGTV. They were doing was it flip or flop with El Musasa, all right, where he goes and he helps some of his friends out to do a flip. They were in Compton, all right, straight out of Compton. Nigga named Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that Compton. Folk get shot in the street. And they were like, yeah, we got this 900 square foot house. We bought it for $275,000 and we're going to flip it. We want to sell it for 550. I'm like, in Compton? You said Compton, right? The hood. Is Compton glorious now? I mean, I'm trying to figure it out. I said, did it run all the thugs out of Compton? 550? I'm like, man, we getting out of range, ain't we? If it
It's so
costs you that
weird
much to live in the hood, shit. I mean,
because, like, at what point you have to wonder, like a house, let's just say a normal house is $300,000, right? Across the country, I'd say that's about a high upper end of average. At what point in time did people just start to think that people would be okay spending double or triple that for the same house? Like, it
that's what
doesn't
I'm
make any
saying.
sense at all. Maybe it's just maybe it's like that, like fake it till you make it kind of thing. Like if you just say it's worth that much, maybe somebody will believe you. Maybe that's what it comes down to.
They met Corey. The median home price, the median current home price is $417,000. The average home sale price is $504,000.
Here's what I don't understand. There's some broke ass ninjas out there. How the fuck are they? Who are they selling this to?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Somebody said, "Hey man, you want to buy this crib for $504,000?" Look, I mean, I do pretty well, okay? I do pretty well. But I'm a man that I'm fine, living well below my means because shit, hell, all I do is go home and damn, sit my stank ass on the couch and throw my covers up over me, look at the computer. I'm here literally just to sleep almost, like, because I'm at work all day. I'm at work, I'm at the gym, so the house stuff don't mean that much to me. But you start talking about $504,000, I'm like at 7%. For 30 years? Dog, we talking about $5,000, $6,000 a month. You got to be making it. Like you got to be, man. You need to be. I'm talking about take home too. You need to be taking home combined about $15,000 between you and whoever's with you to even make it feasible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, and so and the anybody who's making 100K, you're like in the top, like what, like 8%, 7, 8%. There ain't that many people making $100,000. So, and I'm talking about 100,000 before taxes. Because you probably be a W-2 employee more than likely, so you skirting
Yeah.
the tax code to be a little bit more difficult. So, I mean, how many combined households can say that they taking home $15,000 a month?
Not a lot.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And folks are just like, oh man, yeah, let's keep going up. And there's so many people who bought their house when it was $175,000. I think this is really prominent in like your bigger states, like your California per se. They bought it at 175,000 in, let's say, 1985. 86, because it's still California. And then now they say, oh man, that property's worth 1.3 million. Well, what's your property tax on 1.3 million? They look up, folk can't even afford their property tax on 1.3 million.
That's like, that should be criminal.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, oh yeah, oh man, I own my home. Yeah, but you gotta pay that property tax, so they'll come take that shit.
So there's got to be a
They
way
will
for
run your
governments
ass
to
off
make
your
money.
property.
There's got to be a way for governments to bring in money other than taxation. There got to be.
They don't have a product. That's the one thing I say. That's the number one issue. Governments do not have a product. Their product is the iron fist, all right, and guns, all right. Pointed at you, saying, I'll send somebody to your house and I will shoot your ass if you cut up.
There
Okay.
you go. Nationalize the gun
Product is
industry.
violence.
Nationalize the gun industry.
The government sells the guns.
The government sells you the guns.
Wow, man. Huh. So we would have our individual gun makers, Taurus, Sig. They would sell to the government at a wholesale, and then the government would sell to you. You have to buy directly through the government. Okay.
But then you get your name on a list. But you're on a list anyway. If anybody thinks that you buy a gun with cash and you're still not on a list, fuck off.
Yeah, you're definitely on a list. Which I mean,
that's fucked up to begin with.
I don't know how you don't get on a list, because when you're born they give you a social security number.
Dude, we're on like 50 lists. I wonder if I'm on a top secret list. Is there a top secret list that I'm on somewhere?
A black ops list. You know, I'd like to. I mean, it's just one time I could go and look at maybe some of the strange shit that they got, because you know they got some shit somewhere that's just like just wild, dude. Experiments and stuff they're working on. And you just go check it out just for like, give me 15 minutes. Like, I don't want to actually be there. Just put it on a monitor. I don't want to be there. You know, because if I'm there, you know, that might be a problem. They might be like, hey, man, don't you want to step over here this way? And then they shove me in there. It's like, well, we needed a test subject.
Hey, what about selling
like
guns?
To see some of the crazy shit.
You get on a list when you sell guns? Because when I left Florida, I only had a gun. I only had one gun left, I think, by the time I left Florida. I had a Taurus 45. And I went to the range and I shot. And on the way out the door, I was like, hey, you guys want to buy this gun? And he bought it off me on the spot for cash. Like, no IDs, nothing. He just bought it off me on the spot for $250. So I always wondered if that didn't require some other additional paperwork.
There's potential. There's potential. Well, you know, we got you got the black market guns. Now you got your 3D printed guns, which I still don't understand that. The 3D printed guns.
So you have a central receiver, like you have a central mechanism that has to be stamped with a serial number, and then you can buy replacement parts, barrel, magazine, all that other stuff, right? But the central part is what makes the gun, and that has to have a stamp of a serial number. You can 3D print that central part of the gun, and then just all the other stuff, just buy the replacement parts to put on it. So the problem is that they say it's like untraceable, but where the fuck in the Second Amendment does it say you got to have your name in a database when you buy a gun, or your gun's got to have a serial number on it? See, the problem is even this ultra conservative Supreme Court ruled against ghost guns, like by a pretty overwhelming majority. So that might just be because the law, I don't know, they didn't find the law unconstitutional, which is weird because under Bruin was like the game changer in gun law. So the Bruin decision, as it's known, what it did was it said that all new gun laws have to be in line with historical precedent going back to like 1790, right? And so virtually all gun laws are going to end up getting scrapped as they go through the court system because of the Bruin decision. Things that didn't get scrapped were like the ghost gun law, because I sort of kind of understand what they're saying, but I mean, the way the cops solve crimes involving guns is through serial numbers. Every transaction of a serial number changing hands of a gun is supposed to be documented in the system. What system did we use? We used God, I forget what it was called. NIBIN was the bullets. The National Ballistic Database was NIBIN, but the gun database, I forget. That might have just been an NCIC, like the actual National Crime Information Center database. And that's got everything. Like, I could literally put your name and date of birth in there, and anything related to you that's ever come up criminally will pop up. If you got a traffic ticket years ago, it'll pop up, right? Well, not necessarily. Maybe some of the more local stuff will stay local, but like convictions, probation, all that stuff will show up in the database. And that's where they search for the gun serial numbers. So right now, I actually have a need to search a gun serial number, and I don't know how to do it. I can't do it outside of law enforcement mechanisms. And that's another thing. When I was a cop, and this is like 2006 to 2014 ish, they were only starting to crack down on database abuse at that point in time. For my first at least 5 or 6 years, like, people were looking up their friends. People were going in and running their own serial numbers to check out their own firearms. I mean, people were like just doing looking up celebrities, like all kinds of stuff. That they didn't start cracking down on that until I left. But nowadays, I called my friend, who's she's a cop, but she's like a forest ranger cop. She left law enforcement and then ended up going into the forestry service. And she has access to all those databases. And she's like, no way. She's like, if I ran that, I'd get fired like tomorrow if I didn't have justification. So they're really strict on that kind of shit. So they just want the guns under. See, here's the thing. Like, the Second Amendment was pretty goddamn absolute. Over the years, people have tried to reason why it's not absolute, but I disagree. Like, I'm all for, like, you should have a fucking gun vending machine. Literally, you just go up, put your cash in, you get your fucking gun. Period. No ID, no background checks, none of that shit. All that is in contradiction to the Second Amendment. So
Mm-hmm.
the older I get, the more of a constitutional absolutist I become.
Oh, okay. An absolutist. The world was much simpler back then, wasn't it? I mean,
Yeah. And if your neighbor fucking pissed you off, you went and you dueled him and shot him to death, and everything was cool.
It said, don't worry, I'm coming to see your ass, all right? You know what I'm saying? 10 paces. Or we just sit there and look at each other. And my favorite one was the God, it wasn't the good and bad and the ugly, but it was the Clint Eastwood one where they had the little locket and it played the little song. And they just sitting there looking at each other. They're waiting for the locket to get done with the song. And the premise of the locket is that uh the guy's daughter got killed by this dude.
You
Um,
talking Unforgiven?
that's not Unforgiven. Goodness, which one is it? It ain't
Outlaw
Hanging 'Em
Josie
High.
Wales?
No. Hold on. Let's see. Clint Eastwood westerns. Eastwood westerns. Western movie. Let's see. Not Hanging 'Em High, not High Plains Drifter, not Josie Wales. For a few dollars more.
For a few dollars more.
I'm pretty sure this is it.
My dad
Let's
actually, I remember,
see.
took me to see Pale Rider in the theaters. That was
Oh,
like
did he?
83, 84.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for a few dollars. Yep, that's it. A musical pocket watch taken from a woman who had shot herself while he was raping her after he had murdered her husband. That was it. And Clint Eastwood was a bounty hunter, and he teamed up with the other guy who was pretty famous. Oh yeah, Lee Van Cleef.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Lee Van Cleef. Yeah, so that's one of my favorite ones. They're sitting there with that pocket watch. And what was crazy is that right there at the end, Clint Eastwood's gun was on the ground, and my other man had pulled the pocket watch out. It's like, yeah, we're gonna do it. Wait for this. Wait for it to end. And then Lee Van Cleef walked up with the other pocket watch, and the song kept playing. He's like, "It's not gonna be that simple today." I was like, "Yeah, I love those old westerns. Those are good."
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood is the undisputed king of westerns, right? He's
John
undisputed,
Wayne.
right?
I think John Wayne. That's not my opinion. That's my observation.
But John Wayne, oh,
Oh man, did you see that?
John Wayne's number two.
I sent you a link last week that broke my heart. Did
Yeah, I
you watch
seen
it?
that. Yeah, I seen that. I mean,
You got to play that for the audience now, because like I've been saying forever that
yeah, you
my
talking
boy
about
Jason Statham is
man,
like he's like the greatest action hero of all time, and then he pops up in this gay ass music video in like some speedo.
This is track a special message.
I'm gonna mute it
I don't even know what song that
because
is.
coming on strong. I don't either. But here we go. He's gonna pop up right here shortly. There he is.
Oh my god.
I mean, he's knocking it out too. At first, I didn't think it was Jason Statham, to be honest.
I hope I hope that ninja got paid.
Yeah, not sure. Are we sure that's Jason Statham?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
I watched it like 6 times in awe and disbelief.
Man said I could not believe it.
But that's
He
like
said I could not believe it.
you know, Tupac, he got his start as a backup dancer for the fucking Digital Underground. So I guess being a backup dancer is a key to pop culture success.
Yeah, well, a lot of people get their starts from like being a backup dancer, being somebody's driver, sucking dick on the weekend, you know, stuff like that, man. It's like, oh, how'd you get your start? Well, you know, I held a couple penises over the weekend, so that gave me my gig. But yeah, I probably wouldn't have got it without doing that. So it's all good. You know, you got to start somewhere, isn't that what they
How
say?
different would our pop culture life have been over the last 20, 30, 50, 70, 100 years if it wasn't for producers getting blowjobs in the office?
Maybe somebody with talent would have actually got the gig. Somebody with talent, just not somebody that looked good. You know what I'm saying? That's what it'd have been. I like, do you actually truly have talent? Ah, forget about the talent. Okay, come suck this thing. You know what I'm saying? Look, you can sign this record deal if you get on this thing. They call that quid pro quo, Corey. This for that. You know, quid pro quo. That's frowned upon. I know when I'm doing my training every like 4 years, they put up there about harassment in the workplace, different types of harassment, and of course they say the number one is the quid pro quo. They be like, Shirley, you can get that raise, all right, Shirley. All you gotta do is come in the back with me and let me hit that thing. Quid pro quo. I'm like that. Isn't that how it works? Isn't that how jobs work? I mean, that's how I thought jobs work most of the time. See, man, you got to be careful. Look, um, you just got to be careful because before you know it, man, the whole business be underground. Because I mean, they sue now. Back in the day, they didn't sue. You know, the women had dignity. If they went back there and they sucked some cock to get a damn promotion, they would take that and I'd go home. I'd live with that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gets in trouble. But now, they'd be extorting after the fact. You know what I'm saying? Pure extortion. It's like, man, we both got what we wanted here. It's like, well, I think I need a little bit more. Hold on a second. Now I laid the groundwork to start off with. Then this extortion. Where's all the old women at? All right. They used to do this and they'd be like, okay, cool. I got what I wanted, so we all good. Nah, gotta keep going. And that's how
Because
things get out of hand, okay?
it's because we live in a time where people are just so soft. You got to live through hard times to be okay with sucking a dick for a job. You know what I mean?
Said times are too soft, bud. That's the problem. It said, man, they used to do that, wouldn't even bat an eye. You know what I'm saying? Wipe their mouth off, go sit right back at secretary desk, act like that never happened. You know what I'm saying? Pick the next phone call right on up, not rattled or anything. He just like, oh man, that's some good stuff right there. Yeah, but I mean that's what life looks like now. Okay, that's what life looks like. Corey, I got a little video I want to share with you. Oh, about this chick up here is talking about how if you're a man you need to tame yourself, you know what I'm saying? Even with your wife. You see her walking around naked, you know what I'm saying? That don't mean that it's time to get a feel, cop a feel. I'm like, well, if I can't cop a feel on you, who am I gonna cop a feel on? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I thought that
Yeah.
was the premise. I mean, I thought that's why I'm here. So let's see what you got to say up here.
You want your wife to start walking around half naked again, then stop trying to jump her every time she is. My husband loves when I walk around in my underwear, but there was a time I couldn't even get dressed in the same room out of fear of being grabbed and fondled. Here's what he did to get me to act more like I did when we first started dating. First, he had to make me feel comfortable enough. Now, it's no secret. You love getting a little glimpse of your wife changing or showering, but do you always have to act like a little boy who just got the last cookie from the cookie jar? My husband stopped trying to jump me every single time I was half naked. He stopped smothering me with his words and groping me every time I was getting ready in front of the bathroom mirror. He stopped.
Just cheat, bro. Just cheat on her. Did you have kids with this woman? I hope not. That's horrible, dude. That is horrible. I am sick to my stomach watching this. Black pilled again. This is absolutely disgusting.
You want your
I mean, I thought that was kind of like the whole premise. You know what I'm saying? You get you get your longtime girlfriend, get married, and so I got booty to grab.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, men look at it as okay, I got guaranteed booty, and a lot of time men are okay with that. You know what I'm saying? It's better than the alternative, which is no booty. So, so it's like okay, this is guaranteed booty. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? But she said, "Stop acting like a little boy." Got a cookie out the cookie jar. I
That's
was
because she
like,
don't like the guy. That's all there is to it. She don't like the guy.
"That's what I kind of heard."
That's exactly what I heard. Because when you like the guy, that guy could just bend you over in the kitchen and you're all good with it. Whatever. You know.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, we gotta. I'll put that out there. In a video I made, I was like, "Look, just admit it that the chick doesn't like you. All right. When they got all these rules, you got to jump through all these hoops. Well, you need to do this, you need to do that. Well, you're not this tall, so you need to make this amount of money." It was like, she just don't like you, man. It's okay. We can be real about it. All right. She just ain't that interested in you. When the other chick was like, "Oh, he he didn't take the kids' water bottles out of the dishwasher the other morning. I thought about divorcing him." I was like,
Bro, if you're fighting over which way you put the roll of toilet paper on, it's more than just the toilet paper, okay? It's what it comes down
yeah,
to.
yeah, you be in there arguing. Somebody forgot the toast in there too long, and it turns into a knockdown drag out. It's like, dog, this ain't about no toast, man. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
every situation you're in, you can read the response as to how that person fucking feels about you in one way, shape, or form, whatever you're doing or talking about. You know what I mean? So,
Right,
because people
right.
can't hide their emotions, they're not good at it.
They can try to be somewhat manipulative. Let's say that. somewhat, and hide some things from you. But overall, it is kind of tough. No doubt about it. So I wanted to share that because I was just like, I mean, you walking around naked. I mean, look, here's one of my things. I mean, with my girl, I mean, she go through and she bend over, I'll be like, bam, you know what I'm saying? She'd be like, boy, I was like, I mean, you bent over. So I mean, I just want to let you know that I still think you're all right. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's how us dudes do it. Like we're not covert. We're very overt. All right. I mean, we just kind of throw it out there. That's why we're like, hey, chicks, if y'all just come up and just tell the dude, it's like, you know what? I think you look all right. No, I think I want to go have some sex with you.
Well,
Like, oh wow, okay.
My opinion on that is 100% of women can be picked up and fucked that night. 100%. It's just that they have an encryption lock, and you got to have that encryption code, and that's the hard part. But every woman, I don't give a fuck who you are, 60-year-old librarian, I don't give a fuck. Okay, they have an encryption code that as soon as you can unlock that encryption code, it's just game on. So it varies from person to person. But I promise you, every woman will throw down on day one under the right circumstance.
Yeah, for the right dude. Yeah, for the right dude. That whatever type of requirements that they supposedly have don't exist. All right. And it's just the way life is. Okay. No harm, no foul. No harm, no foul. Corey, we had a fresh trailer. Fresh trailer drop.
Hold
I
on, let me
want to
try
get
and guess.
everybody to watch here.
The new Final Destination.
No,
Oh man, it's like the only good
We
movie
seen
I
that.
even give a fuck about.
we seen that one though.
We did? Oh yeah. We should watch it again because
Yeah,
everything else sucks.
we showed that one. Not the new Superman.
Oh.
Fresh trailer. Fresh trailer. Here we go. We got to play the official trailer for him, Corey. This is the teaser trailer. Hold on. Here we go.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
Sure.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for what some might.
A lot of fire.
It's a lot. Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions. That's funny.
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're gonna be?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman. Did you consult with the president?
No.
You seemingly acting as a representative of
I
the
wasn't
United States
representing
will cause
anybody
more
except for me
problems around the world.
and doing good.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die. Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Your choices, your actions. That's what makes you who you are.
Superman. He's not a man. He's an it. He's somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation. I will not accept that.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
What do you think?
It's all about the dog. No, that looks good.
It's
It
about
actually looks
dog.
good, and he actually looks like he could be a good Superman. Can't believe I'm saying that shit because I got. You want to talk about some fucking fatigue? I got some superhero fatigue.
Oh, so you said I'm fatigued out. Listen, I'm about passed out. One thing I did notice is that, man, it look like gonna be a shit ton of folks in this movie. Are they gonna have enough time?
It looks like it's a fucking DC's Avengers kind of deal. It almost looks like a Justice League because we saw a Green Ring dude in there, didn't we?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We saw Hawkman or whatever the DC version of the Hawk is.
It looked like Hawk. It looked like Hawk Girl now.
Hawk Girl. So this is going to be like a Justice League. This is like a Justice League basically, minus Batman and I'm sure a couple other people. But it looks good. It actually looks good. James Gunn has done some good stuff.
He has.
He's done some shit though too, hasn't he? He did Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
Yeah, he did the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, those were okay.
Which was a solid series.
It was solid. I'll give it solid.
Oh, let me see. Let me see what all he's got under his belt. He did the Suicide Squads. Did he do both of them? Let's see. He did the Suicide Squad, which is the newest one. Oh, I didn't even realize he did the Belko Experiment. Huh. I'll be damned.
Which one was that?
He wrote that.
That sounds familiar.
So the Belko Experiment is where everybody went to work and then they gave them ultimatums of how many people they had to kill, or all of them were going to die because they had chips. They had chips implanted in them that allowed them to get into work, and the chips had an explosive device in it. So they were experimenting what humans would do to survive. It's pretty gruesome, actually. Like, there's some crazy deaths in that thing. Yeah. So I didn't realize he did that. Yeah, he did the screenplay for Dawn of the Dead, from 2004.
No kidding.
Yep, he did the screenplay of that. Let's see what he was a producer. Okay, executive producer. Let's see, director. We want to see director. So he did direct the Peacemaker show, which actually they say is pretty good. Really, he was a director of Slither. He directed that. So he's got some pretty good chops. He really got his claim to fame. Like, he really got put on the map whenever they allowed him to do that Guardians of the Galaxy series. So that's kind of jumped him off to the point where he's at right now, as far as his career goes. So yeah, it looks like there's gonna be a ton of folk in it. I don't know what the runtime is on that movie. It's got to be well over 2 hours. I would figure. But it doesn't say right now. I don't believe. Let's see what we got. No, I didn't. No, I didn't currently tell you. So, but I'm figuring probably runtime 2 hours and 30 minutes. Probably
2:30.
Now I hope he kind of just, which it looks like he's going to. He's just going to jump right into the point where he's at right now, so no origin or background stuff, which is good because we don't need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got the background enough. It's kind of like Batman, but we don't need Batman's background. We understand his background, by now. So, yeah, looks like it'll be interesting. July 11th, that should be here before you know it.
God. The year's almost half over.
That's what I know. It's crazy as hell. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna check it out. I just like to go to theaters and watch that stuff, just to go to a theater, to have a reason. I don't know why.
No, I find excuses to get out the house every day, but going to a movie, man, like, I haven't really been enjoying watching anything lately, like, at all. Like, if it's fiction, I really haven't wanted anything to do with it. I'll be honest with you, man. I've been so consumed with my work lately that everything else just seems boring.
Everything else seems boring.
So I'm writing this
Okay.
book.
Okay.
I'm writing this book. I'm like halfway done with it. It'll be out. I'll be done in the next 2 weeks. So I put together a document book on Kennedy. Actually, it's on Oswald. It's the early days of Oswald, the first 20 years of his life. And so that story is crazier than any motherfucking movie that we're gonna go see this year or next year or any fucking year. So, but yeah, that's my rant on modern fiction. I just don't like it for some reason. I just haven't been enjoying being entertained in that manner lately. But I have been playing the fuck out of some video games because that I think is
There
like
we go.
so much better than movies for entertainment. It's interactive, it's fucking awesome.
Right. You're like a part of it. Okay, so Corey, we're gonna jump into the main topic. The Diddler. Of course, his trial's been going on.
Oh, Diddler, man!
And
What I've
yeah,
been hearing is that the prosecution's like throwing the case and shit. Like, what's up with that?
yeah, I'm not sure. Well, Cassie has been on the stand for the past few days. Cassandra Ventura, fine now. Um, and they're just kind of going through her freak off sessions while her husband's sitting there. It's weird. She's like, yeah, she's like, yeah. Uh, he had the male sex workers bust nuts all over my belly, and then I got up and walked in the other room, and I took the cum and I rubbed it on Diddy's nipples, and what? Like, hold on a second now. I mean, this is a little deep, ain't it? I
Bro,
mean, my goodness.
bro, it really sinks. It really hits home how fucking vanilla I am in the sack compared to some of the shit that I hear other people are into.
Oh, dude, I'm core four. That's it. Core four positions. Y'all be talking about. I don't even want to get too messy. I'll lay a towel down. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want the sheets to get wet, cause I don't mean, damn, I ain't laying in all that stuff. I mean, I want easy, quick cleanup. I mean, I'm trying to tell you, bud. And these other folks, man, they be flipping and smacking and shit be flying everywhere,
You'd be like the
spit all
Amish
over
who
the
like
place.
fuck through the fucking hole in their fucking pajamas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Even said, man, I don't even want to get fully naked. You know, I said I might not even do that. Yeah, but I mean, like she's been going through all the details of her freak offs, which people were like, "Are we just going through their crazy sexual adventures?" I thought we were supposed to get into some type of trafficking, which is kind of deterrent from the case. It's just showing him to be like, "Oh, he's this bad guy who quote unquote made me do stuff." Now, at what point in time do you feel like, you know, maybe this is going too far and I should think about leaving? All right. Now, they call this victim shaming,
Okay, so
okay, or
this
victim blaming.
let me stop you right there because this is
Okay.
exactly what was going through her head. She's like, "Look, I could get the fuck out of here right now and not put up with this shit, but I can also not put up with all this money." So if you don't leave a
Right.
situation because the money's on the table, then fuck you, my man.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, they got up here. Uh, Victims of abuse often get asked why they stay, but it's a question psychologists and sociologists say rarely helps and can result in victim blaming. Research has shown there are many reasons that victims struggle to leave their abusers, including the threat of escalated violence. And there are other more helpful questions to ask someone who is in an abusive relationship. My only problem with that is the fact that she's currently married and she hadn't been with Diddy for a while, and he didn't kill her. So I'm just trying to figure out, you know, what took you,
Payday. She's looking for a payday.
11 years. 11 years.
It's
Because
about the
was it
payday.
07 to 2018?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, there's a certain point in time where you're like, okay, this ain't me. You know what I'm saying? This is maybe we've stepped over the boundary.
What about the Russell Brand case? That shit happened 20 years ago.
Yeah,
You talk about crawling out of the woodwork.
yeah,
You ain't
yeah. That's true.
emotionally healed in 20 years? Fuck off.
That's true. That's true. I mean, it's all. I mean, it's all true. And I'm like, man, he bought her 2 places. I mean, did he rough her up? I mean, it looks like he may have.
Yo, man, if some chick wants to give me 2 places and rough me up a little, I'll put up with it.
Man said I happily put up with it.
I'll be a battered husband.
Man said I ain't got no problem putting up with it. Okay. He said no problem at all. But you know, she was reading all this stuff out loud, dude, about what all they were doing. Freak off. She talking about 96-hour freak off. I don't even know what that means.
It's 4 days.
No.
Ninja, you ain't got nothing to do for 4 days? I thought you was busy.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude. I'm like, so now some of this stuff seems
right.
like almost like folklore.
I'm telling you right now, you're not freaking off without crystal meth for 4 days. These people are doing crystal meth. Is inevitable.
Oh, okay.
And they're doing
Okay.
Viagra because crystal meth makes your dick not work. So,
Okay. Ooh. Okay. So this is what the prosecutors say. You know, they exploited his status as a powerful music executive, violently forced Cassie and other women to take part in these drug-fueled encounters with sex workers. Now, these other women, did they get killed or are they still alive? Why they stay around? How long they stay? It says in other women. Okay, we're just trying to figure it out. The encounters with sex workers called the freak-offs, which sometimes lasted days. I mean, you got to eat. You got to drink some water. At some point in time, somebody had to stop. Look, as somebody, there's been a couple times in my life where I did what they like to call the marathon fucking. All right. And as somebody who's done it, it's really not that great. All right. Because your nutsack hurts the next day.
well, it's
Okay.
because you're not on
You
crystal
know,
meth, my friend.
yeah. That may have been my issue. Okay. That may have been my issue.
Get yourself a good little
If
teener or some meth, get some Viagra, and go to town for like 3 days. You'll be good.
No, because I remember what happened when I just did it a few times that one night. You know what I'm saying? You bust you about 3 or 4 in a night. You know, and it's just like that next day, I couldn't even sit on the seat. My nuts were that sensitive. I sat down. I said, "Oh," my buddy's like, "Hey man, what's wrong with you?" I was like, kind of,
That's
was
hilarious.
doing
You
it
know,
most of the night.
I'm almost done reading Dan Bilzerian's book. He gave me a copy of his book, and this is the wildest book you ever read. This motherfucker had to go to the doctor for an inflamed prostate from fucking too much.
Okay. I mean,
That's one hell of a
crazy.
problem to have.
That's wild. Yeah, there ain't no doubt about that. There ain't no doubt about that. Look, yeah. Look, hey, too much sex can be a problem. All right. And it's a problem just for your sack, man. Your sack draw up. It's just like, Bo, I ain't got no more semen to pump out. You got to go do something else. You gotta drink some water. You gotta get some nutrients back in here. I got nothing else to pump, dog. You pumped out all the life essence that you got. Okay. I mean, so I mean, let's get right. But they're saying right here that they got a text message in August of 2009. Combs asked when she wanted the next encounter to be, and she replied, "I'm always ready to freak off." So 2 days later, Cassie sent an explicit message, and he replied in eager anticipation. She responded, "Me too. I just want it to be uncontrollable."
That's her saying that?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh, so she's a lying
Yeah.
hypocrite.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out when the freak offs became a problem.
What is
At
the
what
what
point in
is the
time?
what is the charge? I don't even know what the fucking charge is.
It's supposed to be sex trafficking. Sex trafficking and racketeering. That's what the charges are against Diddy.
But what did he do? No one says anything except he had freak offs and got cum on his nipples. What else did this ninja do?
Yeah, but they're saying that he coerced people through his power, and so all these people that were fucking, they did it against their will.
Bro, if you fuck a hooker, you're coercing her with money.
Yes, technically.
Yeah, technically. So, oh my god, the double standard is unbelievable.
It's just like, but that's what people have been saying. They were like, I mean, this trial is supposed to be about him sex trafficking, right? So when we gonna get into that? The sex trafficking and the racketeering. Racketeering is just like, hey, we just gonna find whatever and just put it on you. You know what I'm saying?
Does sound like they have much of a case.
Yeah, and so they got Cassie up there, which they did finally release how much money that she got paid back in 2023, because it was an undisclosed amount, but she got $20 million.
$20 million is enough to keep my mouth fucking shut. I don't give a fuck if you murdered Santa Claus in front of me. $20 million, I didn't see a goddamn thing.
And she got 20 million, you know, and she on the stage right now. I'm just like, that made me feel like what was it, Hugh Hefner's last wife, when he's like, look, man, when I'm dead, just don't talk shit about me. First thing she does, gets right up there and talk shit about him. Oh, I didn't want to have sex with him. Oh, he won't good in bed. Nigga was 90, man. Of course he won't no good. I mean, you probably had to put a stent in that motherfucker for it to stand up. You know what I'm saying? Had to put one of them little steels, wooden steels. I'm like, it's like, oh, it was nasty. He won't good in bed. He made me do this and that. How he make you do anything at 90? You know what I'm saying? Man, you kick him in the shin one time, but about end his life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, man, when you 90, a glancing blow about take you out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh, you just don't know how horrible it was. I'm like, but you went there though. It wasn't horrible when you were getting your getting in that private jet. You got your Chanel bag and your Gucci. You drinking your 1855 champagne. They got champagne that old.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, your $8,000 bottle of champagne you don't get but 3 glasses out of. I ain't hear no lip then. But now the man dead left you all that money and stuff. Like, you got lip now. You want to write a book. Now you got a book tour. Now, oh, I want to expose Playboy. Ma'am, you were a paid prostitute. That's why I at least give props to Kendra Wilkinson. I think that's her name. She's like, look, Bo, I just whored out, okay? I understood what the deal was. Go have sex with this old dude a few times a week, and I got everything paid for. I was like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for your honesty, ma'am. You know what I mean? I mean, that's it. So, Cassie, can we get a little honesty here? Okay. And now maybe there was a point in time where you were doing some stuff and maybe it got a little out of hand. Okay. Maybe a slippage into the back door via no lube. Something like that.
Oh, not
Okay.
some like Vince McMahon accidental sexual escapades.
Maybe not quite that deep. You know what I'm saying? But there may be a point in time where maybe man, this got a little bit out of hand. You know. But I like to talk about, all the other times that you were doing it and it was completely fine. All right. And you were getting 2 apartments paid for. You made your hit song, Me and You. You know, you were with Diddy on the red carpet, and you felt good about life. Can we talk about that? or we just gonna rake that under the rug. Like, and obviously this is something that was happening multiple times. So how many times does it take before I say, you know what, this is enough? And they're like, oh well, the abuse or harm. I said, but it's P. Diddy, man. And he let you live right now. So don't miss me with the, oh, he was gonna kill me. You left him and he didn't kill you. So I mean,
What's the problem?
I'm just trying to figure it out. At what point in time were you gonna be like, enough's enough? You know. And then you come back years later and you're not trying to get the criminal investigation against them. You want civil only. That's always a red flag for me. When people want civil only. Oh, I just need the money. I'm just like, well, don't you want justice for all the wrongdoing that got done to you? Well, $20 million is justice enough. Oh, I got you. Oh, I got you. Okay. So you let the man stay out on the street where he can abuse other women. Okay, this is the premise that we're going off of, because he's a horrible person. He can't get redemption. I've heard a whole lot about redemption. And Diddy went up there, and he had a heartfelt message that he put out to his fans and everybody else in the world about how he was ashamed of some of the things that he did and asked for forgiveness. And I ain't seen nobody lend no forgiving hand. All right. Now, when all the hookers and whores go out there and slob on all this stuff and then come back and say praise Jesus, they like, oh, thank God she come. I was like, Bo, you saying that because you want the banger. It's a whole bunch of dudes. You know what I'm saying? But when the dude come ask for forgiveness, it's like, nah, never mind. Nah, bro. Dudes don't get no forgiveness, okay? You got to burn in hell forever for your shit, okay? Dudes get no forgiveness. So, I mean, Cassie, what's the deal? 20 million suffice for you? 20 million, I don't need justice. I just need 20 million. But now you understand, you're reliving the whole everything that's done in the past, and some of this stuff seems like, you know, maybe you were involved and you were enjoying it. That's all we're saying. The swinger lifestyle, which I don't understand anyway. That stuff, I mean, there's stuff cut off in people's brains. Because the last thing I want to do is see some other dude over there banging my chick. And you want to talk about fully enraged? Fully enraged or fully in the dumpster? I might need to go sit in my car for a while. You know what I'm saying? For a few nights. That's a traumatic moment. You know what I'm saying? And that's been, God, but I couldn't even imagine it. Oh, honey, I'm home. You know what I'm saying? I'm home early. She over there bent over. This dude is killing it. You like, man, I hate it for people who's been through that shit, man. God, but across the years, there's been many a motherfucker come in on a situation like that. And I can't blame them for whatever they do. You know what I'm saying? Because you in that moment of rage. You don't know anybody who's ever walked in on their spouse doing that, do you? Girlfriend or anything? Right
I
offhand.
can't say that I have. But if I'm on a jury and some dude murdered his wife because he walked in and she was getting railed, I don't know, man. Not guilty.
Corey said, man, I looked at the evidence and not guilty. I mean, that's all I know. I mean, it's like, what you want the man to do?
She
Man,
forced
I
him to do
mean,
it. She forced him to kill her.
yeah, it's a self-defense, okay? I mean, it's the way I see it is self-defense. I'm defending myself from the rest of this pain that's coming my way, all right? The mental and emotional anguish. Don't people get paid for that? Emotional distress?
Yes.
Exactly. So I mean, I had to do something about it, okay? I was emotionally distressed. All right, at that moment, guys, we're not saying take your girl out when you find her cheating. The this is all alleged, okay? Um, but I mean, I see how you know you walk in on a situation like that. If it's somebody that you actually care about, then it's like that forever change your life as far as the way you look at relationships. And then there's people that go out and intentionally do that. They swing. I was just like, man, like you go to a party and you're like, okay, all right, honey, I'm going over here with him. I'll catch you later. He won't be catching me later.
Those people are emotionally damaged. Like those people have some kind of trauma in their life or something like that that causes them to not be bothered by that or something. It's most
They
certainly
got to.
yeah, it's some sort of deficiency, 100%.
They got to. It's the same way as when guys marry porn stars, and it's like, oh yeah, my husband's not in the industry. I was like, oh, you still working? Oh yeah, like working with Dick? Yeah. Cool. Really? I mean, she's happy. You cooking breakfast. It's like, oh yeah, I got a long shoot today. I got about 10 hours. I'm like, wow. You gonna come back home to me? Come on now. I mean, how I'm gonna do this? All right, it's gonna be too much. Now it's something totally different if it's just some chick you just got with and it don't matter. You just got with her and then boom, that's it. But I mean, somebody you trying to build a relationship with, a foundation. Man, there can't be much foundation there. Like you got to destroy a part of your brain that goes into fight mode,
Yeah.
when your territory is being overtaken because the woman is your territory. That's the way we see things. That's the whole premise of men. If you look out in the wild, when another male tries to come into the territory, the other male, we got to fight this thing out, dog. Like somebody got to go. That's the way things are supposed to be, and it actually keeps the women safer if it's that way. To be honest, because then they're not treated as just something that can be thrown away. That was the whole premise. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this trial's heating up, but I don't know if they're moving towards an actual conviction of what they originally bringing him there for, which is sex trafficking.
Well, even if they don't have a case, they know bringing him and dragging him through the mud will ruin his everything, and so his name is Mud after this, pretty much.
Right, and so I guess that'll be good enough. As
I'm
currently
convinced the
constructed.
government does that shit on purpose. They know what they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and we ain't heard a single detail.
Now,
and he offered $50 million out on bond, and they said no. So something big happened.
right.
Someone got fucked.
He's got
Someone got raped. I bet you they got rape on camera. I bet you that's what they got somewhere. I bet you there was cameras all up in that place, if nothing else, for Diddy to jerk off to. So,
right. There's something big, and I think that not only is there something big, but there's some big names that are involved with it. That they're trying to make sure don't
Diddy hung with Obama,
surface.
didn't he?
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
I believe so. There's been a lot of big names at the Diddy parties. Now, all of them are saying that, oh, no, we didn't stay for no free calls. Like, I mean, I guess. I don't know. Were you drunk? I mean, I ain't sure how you know you didn't stay. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, it's 10 o'clock. Freak off starting. We better get out of here.
Is that the way it works, Corey?
Has to be.
look down and watch. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, and then all of a sudden, Diddy's like, close the doors. It's like, huh? Close the doors. Oh, but I did. Shit. The door is unlocked from the inside, right? It's like, no, they don't. It's like you got caught up. Is that the way it was? Like you lost track of time. It's like you're like, oh, look at the time. It's about this. Oh shit, the doors are closing. Like you just see the doors just closing in slowly like that. You try to run it, slide through it, get your arm caught in it, smashed. It's like, man, I said I tried to get out, I couldn't get out. It said, and now you're a part of it. It's like it's good of you to stay this time. You know what I'm saying? We were wondering when you were gonna join. Damn it! But this is gonna be like a 3-hour one, right? This ain't gonna be. Nah, this is the 4-day one. Oh shit! How'd I get caught up in the 4-day one? You know I wanted a shorter session. Y'all ain't got a 20-minute session or something. My goodness, this is bad. So we'll see how it plays out. Um, obviously, we're thinking that he's probably going to be convicted of something.
Something,
Seeing
yeah.
how they're going to these lengths, no matter what the evidence looks like, he's going to be got on something. So or whether it'll be enough to put him behind bars for an extended period of time, I'm not sure. They did get R. Kelly, but he had the tapes of him peeing on the girls. Which rule number one: stop recording yourself. Everybody who records himself, you're a dumbass. Okay, you're an absolute idiot. When you go back and look at it, you can be like, man, that looks like hell anyway. What the hell I record that for? Man, you don't want to see yourself. You want to be in the moment. You don't want to see yourself afterwards. All right, you're not nothing professional about what you're doing. Okay, it'd be looking awkward. You'd be like, okay, I, I I thought my work looked prettier than that, but you know what I'm saying. Obviously, I need to work on my craft. So recording yourself is numero uno thing not to do. All right. But everybody wants to record themselves, I guess, so they can go back later and look at their conquest. I guess you could almost see it as almost like serial killer
Right.
having a
Trophy.
having some type of token.
Mhm.
I guess you could see it like that. Somebody who's a nympho addicted to sex has some type of sexual disorder in that manner. So yeah, we'll see how the Diddy case pans out. And we'll bring more stuff to you as the updates come along. And yeah, we're going to close out this episode of Beyond the Cube. CoreyHughes.org. Make sure you go in there. BloodyHistory.substack. The best historian on the internet. A Warner from History, JFK. His book, audiobook. Be out soon. Out now.
It's out on Buy Me a Coffee, but I went to go take care of it on Audible and Amazon today, and it's a long story. I'm not going to tell the whole story, but I got to do my ebook first. They said I had an ebook,
Okay.
but my ebook got pulled for stupid reasons from a
Okay.
third-party company I was working with. So I got to redo the ebook first, and then I can get it on Audible. So that's the deal there.
Okay. All right. So as currently constructed, you can get it on Buy Me a Coffee. If you're going through some of these other sites, it will be a little bit longer before that'll be available. So be on the lookout for that. For us people who are partially illiterate and will rather listen, which is most of society, and that's okay. All right. I'm not hating on folks because I ain't gonna lie to you. I hate to read, but I will listen. So we appreciate everybody for hanging out with us. Make sure you listen to us on podcast platforms. Hit that follow button, hit the subscribe button, and on all the places that you're watching us. And we'll catch y'all next week on Beyond the Cube. Peace out.